Hello and welcome to another episode of Techfanaticofficial, your guide to the Cryptoverse. Today I'm going to talk about Spume, which is more of a NFT project. And some of the unique selling point is more of a decentralized application that can be built on top of any protocol. And it provides the frames for website. And also it's more of a community governed NFT marketplace. So it helps you to facilitate NFT tokenization for both physical and digital assets, and then removes any, brokers, banks, or centralized authorities from putting loyalty, extra loyalty, tax, or transactions for the individual properties that are being listed. So if you make it simple and go through their pitch deck, basically it's a protocol that's a no-code branded NFT creator. So you can create without code, using their decentralized application for the storefront. You can also use their API to distribute the branded items, and it could be used for people who are in Web 2 to bring their Web 2 applications and tools or NFTs into the Web 3 space. And it's going to be on different multi-chain EVM compatible chains to reduce the fee and become more liquidable. So the Dapp looks something like this. It has the NFT marketplace aggregator. It has the multi-asset NFT trading. It has a proprietary asset valuation system. It's got the multi-chain compatible enablement. And it's also having the royalties for people to have a look at. Now, before we jump into the token utility, you can also have a look at their website. So one of the good things I like about this project is their website gives you on the same page all the information you need. So for example, here you could go to the testnet and it's showing you how you can explore the marketplace. It's just a sample, obviously it's not live. How many items are there, any resources you need for learning, if you want to do staking, to stake the tokens, staking rewards that you can get. For example, how much token has been staked, what's the valuation. These are all example, obviously it's a test net. And you create your account, you can go to the explore mode to explore each NFT, get the detail. So it's a very comprehensive tool actually for you to go through. And they also have people and partnerships from people from the Ethereum Foundation. It's some of the executive info that they have. And they're partnering with BNB Chain, Ethereum, and Moonbeam. So they're covering a few different chains. And also, what you can do is tokenize and trade at the same time. So for example, with Bored Apes, you could both tokenize and trade an item. It could be useful as a use case in real estate, for houses. You don't need banking anymore because you can use an NFT to do the trading. It's a bit futuristic, I understand. You can use it for art because at the moment digital art might have a broker in the middle, and you don't need that broker in the middle with this. So you could do digital licensing of goods, especially like music. So they're definitely trying to decentralize that centralization that's happening right now, like people like brokers, like banks or others, by having a DAO and also by having this protocol. So they want to have a DAO to make the decision making and the governance, and it's not going to be decided by a individual, but it's going to be decided by the DAO on how they will progress with the project as well. Now, they also have a testnet for the music part. So they don't only have a testnet for the NFT part, but they also have a partnership with a music studio that actually has some of the information there as well. In terms of the target market that they have, the target market for them would be the creators for NFTs. It would be the investors of the NFTs, like art collectors, NFT traders. It would be token holders who are holding this token to share some revenue. It would be everyday users because they need the token to basically get more discounts. And basically they're providing that for the end-to-end life cycle for this. As I've mentioned, the platform overview would be used for different things like ticketing, real estate, licensing, and NFT artwork, some of them being more futuristic. I did go through the platform with you, and it will be a bit similar to OpenSea. And it's going to be ERC-721 and ERC-1155. Token itself initially will be on the Ethereum chain. It does go a lot through the analysis of revenue generation model as well for how this works. So everyone who holds the token for Spume will be eligible to receive a share of the sales that they have in the marketplace. And the sale fee that they're going to charge will be decided by the DAO, but initially it's going to be 2.5% until the DAO changes that. And all of the fee collected will be divided among everyone who's holding the Spume token. And the team will not apply any additional fee like tax or anything else. It's just going to be that flat 2.5% until the DAO changes that. And DAO holds 30% of the total tokens. So they will get the 30% percentage divided for the transaction fee. Now, this is something to look at in more detail on the calculation. They're just comparing it to OpenSea. And the upcoming features that they're going to have, as I mentioned, they're also going to have the testnet for NFT Music Studio, which is already live. You can have a look at the testnet. It's more to also bring the music element into the NFTs and make it more realistic than just being a picture. And they also have the multi-chain functionality. The other thing is the partnering with the novelty ticketing, which is a decentralized peer-to-peer marketplace for being customized label solution for events and also ticketing. So this is the second one basically that they have. So just to summarize, two main applications. The first one is the native aggregated NFT marketplace. And the second one is the NFT enabled music studio, which is a partner by Amped Studios, and also a lot of other use cases. Now moving to the token utility. So the token is Spume. It's an ERC-20 token, and it's gonna have 100 million tokens, which I'm gonna go through this in more detail when I'm talking about the tokenomics. For now, let's focus more on the utility side itself. So there's a revenue sharing mechanism, there's a staking mechanism, and there's going to be ecosystem discount fee, DAO, and external vendor incentives. These are the 5 main areas of where the token will be used. So with the revenue sharing, I already went through it because they're going to have fees, and 2.5% of that fee is going to be shared among the holders of the token, especially the DAO. So that was the estimation and calculation that I've mentioned. There is there's also the DAO membership. So being part of the DAO, you can vote for the future of the project. There's going to be staking from the start, which you get interest. As a holder of the token, you also get discount when you're using the ecosystem. So you don't pay the same fee as an external vendor. And then there's an incentive for external vendors to use the token for payment. So this is the 5 key use cases out of the many use cases that they have for this tool. Now, this is more talking about the revenue generation model, which I've already mentioned. And they're saying that based on the token utility and revenue generation, even if they charge between 0 to 5% for ad revenue and other activities that they do, they're estimating a 15 million projected year 1 gross earning. Now, let's see how that goes, and we can comment on that once they get to that stage. Back to the tokenomics now. So the token is an ERC-20 token. It's going to be a fixed 100 million tokens. There's not going to be any burning or any minting. So 100 million is going to be fixed. It's already, you can check it here on Etherscan. It's already there. You could even, go to Etherscan and see it. And there's also the audit that's been already completed for Spume. So you can see the token audit has been completed by Watchtower. And also this is the total token that's there. So that's pretty much complete. Now, in terms of the breakdown, 2.5% of the tokens is going to be on the public sale. 7.7% is on the private round sale. 30% is for the DAO, which I mentioned, DAO treasury, 30% holding. Liquidity and exchange, it's 16.7%. That's really high, and I'm really shocked with this high amount in a good way, because usually projects underestimate liquidity, and I think Spume has a good advisor talking about the liquidity and exchange. It's not me, by the way. Marketing is 13.1%. That's also important for marketing and liquidity. So that's like 30% on making sure the token price is going up. Strategic partners, which is the benefit they're going to have, is 15%. And then 15% of the token is going to be for the team. Now, let's have a look at the vesting as well. So the private round is going to be at 0.3, so 30 cents, which is the valuation of $30 million. There's going to be, so they've already raised the private round at $2.3 million. And there's going to be 5% release on the token generation event. And then the rest is going to be released 10% weekly for the next 9.5 weeks. So that's going to be vesting of a total 9.5 weeks plus 9.5 plus the TGE, so almost 3 months. You can also see this in the tokenomics actually. So it's not like a secret information that I'm sharing. So if you go here, the vesting here, private, 9.5 weeks. Public, 20% token generation event. And then daily vesting for the next 6 weeks. So it's good because the public gets more in the beginning, but the private also doesn't get a lot of damage, you know, because there's also a continuous flow here. So as a private token holder, you have 3 months and you want to hold. And as a public, you get it in 2 months. So that's a pretty interesting, 6 weeks actually, less than 2 months. That's a pretty interesting way to look at it. And the pricing is a little bit higher. So there is a difference of 25%, the pricing between private and public round at a valuation of $40 million. And that's also reflected that there's a 30% increase in the vesting for private and public. So I think it's a really nice and fair tokenomics, and everyone probably happy with that. The team's token will be staked forever, which is at 15%. So they believe so much in the project that they're not going to sell the tokens. They're going to stake it. And I guess they're just going to take the staking reward for themselves. And then there's also the DAO. DAO tokens will also be staked. There's the marketing, that's 13%, as I mentioned. Liquidity and exchange is 16.7%, in which 12% of that will be released on the token generation event. That's a pretty huge amount. And I'm just cross-checking here. So yes, marketing has 0% TGE. DAO staked forever. Liquidity is crazy, 12.5% at TGE with monthly distribution over 31 months. And strategic partnership would have an 18 months cliff and then a 12 months partnership. So this is a very interesting tokenomics in terms of how they're committed to the project. Now, and I'm not sure about the advisory vesting. That's something that they need to maybe I think it's strategic partnership. I'm assuming they can clarify and I can add it as a comment. But if it's part of the team, that's really, really awesome that they have such a vesting schedule. Now, in terms of initial market cap, is going to be, and it's also in the token white paper, it's 1.189 million US. It sounds very high, but it's actually pretty good because if you look at the tokenomics again, the only tokens that are going to be released on token generation event is going to be the 5% of private, 20% of public, and then the rest is going to be actually tokens from the liquidity and exchange. So initial market cap is 1.18, let's say $1.2 million. Out of that, only 400,000 is released from the pool of private and public, and then 800,000 is released from this exchange and liquidity. So 2/3 of the listing will be actually liquidity to make sure there's enough demand for the token and pumping the price up. The token is also going to be listed at a price of 50 cents upon listing. So that means there's initially a 20% profit for a public sale participant, even from the start. So this is really interesting, and I'm very impressed by how they've invested money and time in the initial liquidity to make sure the project will have good partnerships, good listing and successful listing on centralized exchanges. So that's really impressive. Now, I've already gone through the tokenomics and initial target distribution and target partners. The funds that they've raised will be used for legal compliance, research and development, marketing, exchange partnerships, operating expense, and liquidity provision for the project. In terms of the next stage, I would like to talk about the roadmap. So in Q3, which is now, public sale is happening in this month in August. Listing on CEX and DEX is happening. Testnet and Mainnet is already live. Testnet and Mainnet to be live. Q4, they're going to have the real estate NFT testnet and licensing and royalties. Q1 to 2023, they're going to have the mainnet as well for those, and the testnet for the NFT ticketing with DAO governance. And Q2, they're going to have the mainnet for everything going live. So in less than 3 quarters, all of the activities I just mentioned will be actually going live. And as I said, you can go here to their testnet and see what is the plan in the roadmap and what is the testnet happening right now. Now, in terms of team and partners, they have an interesting set of partnerships with a couple of community VCs, some tier 1 and tier 2 VCs, AMP Technologies, which is the same partnership for their music studio, for their decentralized app, which is the NFT-enabled music studio powered by AMP. They've got a FalconX as their market maker. They've got Nove IT as the NFT event ticketing partner, which I've mentioned earlier. And also a lot of partnerships with press releases like Forbes, Yahoo Finance, CoinMarketCap, and Bloomberg. So that's also the marketing and social side. In terms of the team members, so they have the CEO, who is experienced more in the direction of major blockchain involvement. So his role was involvement in Cardano, Ethereum, and Bitcoin in the managerial positions. His roles included head of marketing, compliance, director, and CEO. And he also has a lot of partnership with those people from those blockchain projects. So, and he's focusing on regulatory finance as well, because that's a part that a lot of projects at the moment struggling. That's Silas, who's the technology person, is also an expert in Solidity JavaScript, which is more what you need if you're a crypto techie guy. The executive advisor, Leonidas, is the CEO of the health brand Thought Cloud. So he's more specialized in marketing and branding side of things. They've got Zevin Clark, who is their strategy advisor, and he used to work in other companies and manage over 50 people and multi-million-dollar companies. The Kenny, who's the marketing, is someone who's experienced in crypto since 2011 and has been also marketing since 2017. They've got Jeff, who's the community relations, and he's someone who has been probably someone classmate with them, and now he's working with them as well with the marketing and PR and community relations. They've got executive advisory team. So he's a board member and business development, especially on multiple tier 1 companies, and also a startup coach. They've got another advisor with experience in different multi-billion-dollar company in the automotive industry and more connections in Europe. They've got a couple of people, so Hakim Draper, and they've also got David Lotwin, who are well known in the music industry. So he's more, working with some of the biggest artists in the music industry, and he's more someone who is involved in the tech and music side of things. So that's a useful combination to have, especially that they're offering a music product as well as their second decentralized application. Now, going to the next part, as you know, is the social media. In terms of social media, they've got 50,000 followers on their Twitter. They've got the link tree as well if you want to go and find all the information. It's very well organized. They've got lots of updates coming on their listings. They also have a lot of AMAs happening. Just now I'm seeing AMAs. You see a lot of organic interactions happening with their posts. So as you can see, they are someone who focus a lot on the community management side of things and a lot of AMAs that they're going to have. Now, in terms of the Telegram, they've got 15,000 members, quite standard for projects that's launching soon. And then they have 10K on their Twitter, on their Instagram. They also have a Discord channel as well. So the social media is real, is organic, and it is not, I wouldn't say it's the highest number, but it is a pretty decent number that they have. And this is their AMA schedule. So as you can see, they've had AMAs every single day up until the listing day. That's really organized. I'm very impressed by the level of organization that they have. They also have this one pages, for the product to make sure people understand how the product is working. Now, in terms of IDO and the centralized exchange listing and the DEX listing, they will have multiple launchpads, and they have it listed in the first page actually, which is very interesting for me. So people can actually go and find it. So the sale on Kommunitas is live now. Infinite launch also, the sale is live. Any pad sale is coming on the 22nd of August. KDG is 26th. Infinity pad is on the 27th. Polka Bridge already sold out. Gempad already sold out. Sphere sold out. And BSC Station already sold out. Now I'm happy to announce that I've helped them partner up with another launchpad, which is my favorite one, Spores Network. So Spores Network will also do a raise, and you still have time to register. So if you have missed participating in the IDO on the other launchpads, make sure to participate in the IDO of Spume by Spores Network. They still have a couple of days for you to register and participate. And what you do is you participate with, you press the registration button. It comes like a form, Google form. You fill the form. You need to hold some tokens from Spores, which I've already covered in my previous videos. You can buy Spores from Uniswap, PancakeSwap, or Gate. The IDO starts is 25, end is 26th. VIP allocation round 25th. Quota starts 26th, and then the first come first serve is 26th. The token will be distributed. So as I said, you invest on BNB. The distribution is on Ethereum. You have until 25th, which is probably 2 days to participate in the registration. The token will be airdropped by the Spores team. They've got all the token metrics that you want. And they have all the project information, restrictions, and also how to buy, basically. So all of the information that you need for the project is here. Now, they're going to have a raise of $25,000, so it's quite limited. But, if you get in early, you have a high chance to participate. Now, I can't tell you which centralized exchanges, but they're all at the token generation event, which is happening on the 29th. And there is a time counter here. There will be basically, which is in 6 days and 7 hours. So on the 29th, there will be listing on 2 of the top tier centralized exchange. It's not Binance or Coinbase, but the other ones, the good ones. I can name them. They have been in some of my videos. 2 of those will be listed. And after a few weeks, there will be even a bigger centralized exchange listing that's happening as the 3rd one. So the back-to-back big listings also happening. So that's really bullish, I think, in my opinion. In terms of what I think about the project, so obviously the market is not in a good shape. Again, we had the market dropping after a bit of a mini bull trap. But I'm not here to give you financial advice, so do your own research. But the thing is, this project is actually having a use case. It's something that we need in this space. It has built partnerships, and also it has what you need if you are an NFT investor or NFT fanatic. Now, in terms of speculation and investment also, what I like is they have a very strong listing that even a lot of top tier projects are not able to do. So they focused on that. And the first few months, as you see, they're adding a lot of liquidity. So there is basically, on the first few months, there's no way that the sell pressure is going to overtake, because the sell pressure is going to be diffused. See here, there's going to be a diffusal of the sell pressure, at least up until the first few months. So having said that, do your own research, see if you like the project, but I'm pretty interested in it. And of course, I like Spores Network as well, so they have done their own due diligence. If you like this video, please make sure you like it, you subscribe to the channel, you share it, and if you have any questions, please put it in the comment description, and I'll make sure to go through it with you. If you have any other question from the team, also put it in the comment, and of course, I can always reach out to them and answer you back, as I always do. I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching. I see you next time.